Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now I know it's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to my mother, your grandmother. But y'all gotta give me my flowers on this one, y'all. Y'all gotta give me my flowers on this one because I called it. Alright, first off, help me out, y'all. My first milestone apparently is 500 subscribers, and I can only get there with y'all. So like the video, share the video, subscribe if you like the content because I'm gonna keep coming with more. We're building a community where we can have conversations about the things that we love. UFC and Cowboys over here. Now, UFC 315. If you watch my last video, Championship on the Line, Muhammad's title in jeopardy, I broke down how I thought that this fight would go. I gave you my pick, and I feel like I gotta get my flowers on this one because I told y'all, if he can't take JDM down consistently and walk it to the judges, it was going to be a bad night for him. And if y'all saw Bilal's face after this fight, it was a bad night. Broken orbital, broken nose, nasty little cut right here, lips split, bad, like some Overheem type thing. He's wearing this fight on his face, no doubt. But again, he couldn't get a takedown until the first round. We did see that Bilal could strike. It's like he just ain't got enough power on these strikes to be messing with a guy like JDM. Now, one thing that's kind of bothering me is this though. Of course, we always knew that whoever won this fight was gonna make the decision for Islam. If Bilal would have won, Islam would have stayed lightweight and probably took on Topuria. Well, now Topuria go ahead and fight Charles Oliveira. Islam put out the tweets letting people know he's not going to vacate that title, but he is coming up to fight JDM now, who just won his belt. And JDM's not running from this challenge. JDM told him, bring it. JDM said he's going to get this one back for Volk. Australian hero of his. JDM now joins Hall of Champions. Izzy, Volk, Rob Whittaker, and now you got Jack Della Maddalena. Now, I say this bothers me because did y'all just forget about Shavkat? The man sitting right there at number 2 in the welterweight division. The man who, because of injury, gave JDM his opportunity to go up here and beat Bilal for the belt. Shavkat's still 19-0. Shavkat still has a 99.9% finish rate because Ian Gary is the only dude he didn't finish, which is kind of a credit to how good Ian Gary is there. But anyway, I'm not talking about him too much right here. Shavkat's still out there. Islam is going to skip the line, and I guess when you're Islam Makhachev and you're pound for pound number 1, you could do that. I did see Shavkat put out a tweet congratulating JDM on winning his belt, but also telling him, "Hey, you know I'm the next hardest challenge, though." But I didn't see him address this whole thing with Islam just coming up and sliding in and taking his spot. I'll do some research. I don't know what the injury is that got Shavkat to sit out, but I just wanted to point that out. Did we forget that Shavkat Rakhmonov is still out there? Because to me, that's a bad man, and I don't hear nobody talking about him right now. We want to give some flowers also to Valentina Shevchenko beating Manon Fiorot, and it just looked like Manon's not ready. First thing I noticed, the experience factor was obvious. Valentina looked way too comfortable. Manon looked like somebody who was trying her best, but not fast enough to beat a bigger girl. She didn't look stronger than Valentina in the grappling exchanges. Valentina, like she always does with that tight Muay Thai stance, standing there like a tight ball ready to explode. She was crisp. She was fast. Valentina's going to go down as one of the greatest women fighters of all time, and rightfully so. I mean, it's been like 6 years. You're talking 12 title fights, double-digit title wins. Valentina the Bullet once again. But looks like we know who her next fight should be if it all comes down to what makes sense. Natalia Silva outclassed Alexa Grasso in their fight. This wasn't Grasso's best showing, I'll give her that, but Natalia looks fast, athletic, great striking. Now I'm hyped and excited to see Natalia Silva, beautiful girl too. I'm ready to see her square up with Valentina Shevchenko. Now, I think I think that's going to come down to who's the better grappler on that one. I'd still probably put my money on Valentina if they made that fight today, but that is the next fight that's the next contender I think Valentina have to go through in this quest to fill up both sides of her belt with the rubies, if y'all know about the ruby thing on championship belts. We also saw the retirement of a fan favorite, a legend, a future Hall of Famer. Speaking of Hall of Fame, Vitor Belfort got inducted to the Hall of Fame at the event as well. But Jose the King of Rio Aldo, he retired after his fight against Zahabi, which was a great fight. Now, y'all know he did miss weight, I think by 11 pounds. I did catch him looking at the clock because my boy was looking gassed. That third round was a beautiful exchange. They both hurt each other. They both had chances to kind of finish each other. I didn't know you can kick somebody like that. I thought Aldo was about to get disqualified with them kicks. I caught myself trying to see if the hand was like, damn, is he down? Can you kick him like that? But the ref ain't say nothing, so I guess it's all good in the hood. But he did lose by controversial decision. There's some people that don't like the fact that Zahabi got the decision over Aldo. I'm one of them. I thought Aldo won that fight. I don't know if he was probably gonna retire, win or draw. Like the way he just talked about it, he's saying he doesn't have it in him anymore to keep doing this. Those weight cuts are brutal in this sport, and that's usually the main unsaid reason that guys retire. Tired of making the weight, tired of doing the weight cut. Weight cuts are hard if y'all never tried one before. But want to tip my hat off and just send off Jose Aldo with my best, man. It's crazy. It's the changing of eras, yo. Aldo retires. Poirier is fighting his last fight in about 2 months. Like, man. But it also makes you excited to see who's going to rise up and take these guys' spot as far as stardom and being fan favorites and becoming the faces of this sport that we love. Now, what else do we want to talk about from UFC 315? Benoit Saint Denis won by arm triangle finish, and he looked dominant, and he needed to. The last two fights, you've been getting your plot cleaned. You've been getting knocked out, so you needed to win in dominant fashion. An arm triangle, I don't think anybody's mad at that. Mike Merlot and Radke. Now, I like the way this one played out storyline-wise. All right? USA versus Canada. Radke coming out super disrespectful against Canada, especially the fans when he was walking out for the ceremonial weigh-in. And then he dissed Mike Merlot. Usually at the face-offs, they'll shake hands and then they'll get into their pose. Well, Radke just kept his hands on his flash, shook his head like, nah, we ain't shaking no hands. Mike Merlot just dusted his hands off. They did their face-off. And then you fast forward to the fight and you see how that one ended. I always say like this, man. If you're going to taunt, don't lose. If you're going to talk shit to a certain level, don't lose. If you're going to completely disrespect your opponent, do not lose. It makes you look that much worse and it puts them over, for real. Shout out to Mike Merlot. That's the way you handle disrespectful. You feel me? Other than that, man, the only other thing I want to point out is that the judges sucked again. Y'all heard me complain about the Aldo fight, that Cutelaba fight. Like, listen, we got to find a way to hold judges accountable. This should be like a review team to review these judges and how they score fights. And when it's just an obvious fumble of handling the cards and decisions, I think these guys should get hit. There should be like a fine on these judges. You hit them right in whatever purse they're getting for doing the fight and make these boys accountable for getting it right as possible. They're human. They'll make mistakes. But some of these is like, bro, either that or I want to push for making fighters, former fighters, retired fighters, or well, I don't think you can do coaches, but then you got to worry about bias. But still, I'd rather push for like retired fighters, old school fighters to take the mantle of judges. At least put one of them on there. But I get it. With that, you probably have to worry about biases coming through with relationships and things like that. I'm just throwing shit up to the roof, seeing what sticks, because we got to do something about these judges. But anyway, y'all, that's my quick breakdown of UFC 315. We'll be looking forward to the Gilbert Burns fight this next weekend. Be on the lookout Thursday for my hype piece, Get You There, as I try to get you guys excited for every fight card coming up for every Saturday. Like I said, help me get to 500 subscribers, y'all. That's the mission over here at Lionhead Sports. We're at 33. Like the video if you enjoyed the comment. Like the video if I had any points that you loved and agreed with. And I'll see y'all on the next one.